Hello, Eternum, and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news. And this is the War Report. Dynamic change in the history of Eternum last night as the Covenant hero worshippers of Outcasts take control of the eastern Restless Shore. KOTT News were on the scene and caught up with an Outcast apostle to talk about the fight. Congratulations on your victory here in Restless Shore, capturing the keep in rapid fashion, I must say. Care to take us through how you were able to get into the fort and capture the flag with moments to spare?
No clue. I have no clue. I was half asleep that war, to be honest, John. I have no idea what happened. So I got carried. I got hard carried by the roster. Giannis probably got hard carried by Panda Uchiha, none other than Panda Uchiha. It was probably a Panda Uchiha diff. I heard a Gorilla Town couldn't get all of the people that they would have wanted out on their roster out, so that's unfortunate. But I'm glad it was still a pretty competitive war. Then shout out to the Army for carrying me there.
Well, I'm glad you were able to get it accomplished tonight. Now that you're in charge of Restless Shore, do you have any future ambitions for the rest of the island?
Yes. I don't know how much I can disclose. I'm going to disclose it anyways. Yeah, we're probably just looking to give it up to one of these smaller companies, right? Let them get some more experience. We don't really need this territory. We just kind of wanted to have a fun Friday war, and that's what we got, so... Don't be surprised if we don't really defend this territory.
All right, you heard them, everybody. If you're a young up-and-coming faction of either Syndicate or Marauders, get out here and start grinding. Get your open-world PvP on. The first one to declare gets the declare.
Yes, sir. We're hoping some of these smaller companies could actually have a small company versus small company war, you know? Like, instead of just small company takes it and then big company comes and just takes it back, right? It'd probably be good for their server. There's a lot of companies that have people that want to war, but then they can't because there's not really any companies for them to war against. Hopefully this territory is a small change to that, but we'll see how it goes.
After the fighting stopped, KOTT News received word that the invasion response squads were once again successful. However, long-term relief efforts are still underway in Reekwater. Citizens wishing to assist in repairs should swing by the mission board and exchange services for virtual currencies. Lumber deliveries from Brightwood targeted for bridge maintenance continue to make their way to reinforcing the structure, which appears to be standing firmly under the weight of pedestrian traffic. KOTT News would like to remind its subscribers and those who are about to be that the Medley Fair main event will be over soon, so get your opulent bestowments today. Looking at the weather for today, and it seems like another afternoon of frolicking and fishing for the final days of the Medley Fair. But look out after sundown when the temperatures cool and a light chance of corruption invasion forces rise up across 20% of the island. 2 more submissions for simulated fantasy combat resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPco. Remember, if it isn't LARPco, it's cardboard. With special thanks to the craft services crew. If you'd like to support KOTT News, Patreon is currently the best way. Tonight, the Covenant converts of OPR Esports attack the Marauders of Gorilla Town for control of the arid high deserts of Brimstone Sands. OPR Esports, stepping up their game, turn their attention on the Marauder powerhouse of the island, perhaps thinking themselves prepared to proselytize them into conversion. Gorilla Town, recovering from a second-period loss in Restless Shore last night, consolidate their forces in the gold-laden region, intent on preserving their holdings. Meanwhile, the Marauders of
Emotional Damage
assault the panda-loving zealots of Outcasts for control of the bamboo forest preserves of Ebonscale Reach. Emotional Damage, making an interesting play on the newly reinvigorated Outcasts, make their second ever attempt to win out at the castle in the bamboo forest. The Outcasts can recall when they were thrown out of Reekwater by Emotional Damage 2 months ago, but they appear to be fighting with greater strength now than they were then. We'll have any late-breaking outcomes and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.